Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video, I'll be showing you the most important tips and tricks for your Realme XT. I'll also be making a dedicated video for the best features where I'll talk about all the features offered by this phone, so definitely check out that video, link will be in the description. Now with that said, I'm going to first start off with the most important thing that you should be doing on your phone, that's removing bloatware. Now these are all the apps that come pre-installed on your phone, and if there is any application that you don't use, just uninstall them as soon as possible. Just long press on any of these icons, then go to App Info. Now from here, you can uninstall any application or disable any system app. So if there is any application that you don't use, just uninstall them as soon as possible. Next, I'm going to show you how you can disable the lock screen magazine. Now this is the lock screen wallpaper, and every time you go to the lock screen, it shows you a different wallpaper. Some people like it and some people don't. So if you want to get rid of this lock screen magazine thing, then this is what you can do. Go to settings, then select home screen and lock screen magazine. Now select lock screen magazine and just disable this toggle. Once you do that, you get a fixed lock screen wallpaper. And that's the preview. Now this phone also has a new feature called off-screen clock. Now whenever you lock your phone, you get to see the time, date and battery percentage information on the lock screen. So to enable that feature, go to settings, then select display and brightness. Now over here we have screen off clock. Now just enable it. You can also schedule it to automatically turn on and turn off at a specific time. During this time, whenever you lock your phone, you can see the screen off lock. And here's a quick preview. This phone has an AMOLED display, so even if you use this feature, it won't affect your battery life. Now this is the lock screen, and as you can see, there's no way telling where the fingerprint scanner is. So in this case, if you want to unlock your phone, you need to first go to the lock screen and then use the fingerprint scanner. Now there is a fix for this. Go to settings, then select fingerprint and select fingerprint again, enter your password and then enable this toggle. Display the fingerprint icon when the screen is off. Now once you do that, you can always see the fingerprint scanner's location, and now you can just place your finger on it to unlock the phone. This is something I would definitely recommend you to do. Now while you're here, we also have fingerprint animation styles, and these are some quick animations. So that's one thing, this is another one. Next we have the flash, and finally colorful cloud. So I want to give this a try. Now this is lock screen, and here we go, that's the new animation. Here's another preview, and there you have it. Now I'm going to show you some important camera related features. So this is the interface for the rear camera. First we have something called chroma boost, and you can enable it from here, and once you enable it, colors now will look a bit more saturated. So that's chroma boost. Now this phone also has a wide angle camera, and to enable that you can just click this button over here, and now we are using the wide angle camera. So this is wide angle, and now this is a regular primary camera, and as you can see, wide angle is super wide. Now this phone also has a dedicated mode to take macro shots, and to select that, click this button over here and scroll down and select ultra macro. Now in this mode you can take macro shots. Now this phone has a 64 megapixel primary camera, but by default it doesn't take pictures in 64 megapixel. For some reason, if you want to take a 64 megapixel picture, we have a dedicated mode for that called Ultra 64MP. In this mode, whenever you take a picture, you will get a complete 64 megapixel picture. Now if we go to video recording, we got some cool new features. First, we can record video in 1080p and even in 4K resolution. And if you're recording video in 1080p resolution, you can also change the frame rate from 30 fps to 60 fps. Just go to settings and we have the toggle for frame rate. We have 30 fps and 60 fps. Now we also have slow motion video recording feature, and we can record video even in 960 fps. So just click over here, we have 120 fps, next we have 240 fps, and finally 960 fps as well. Now I'm going to show you some camera related shortcuts. First we have tap to take picture, just enable this toggle, and now you can just tap anywhere on the preview screen to take a picture. Now this particular feature is really useful for taking selfies. Just touch the screen and it takes a picture. Next we can also take pictures using a gesture. Just enable this toggle from settings. Once you're done, you can just show your palm to your front camera and your phone takes a picture in 2 seconds. Here's a quick preview once again, and there you have it. Now this phone also has a dedicated nightscape mode which takes better pictures in low lighting conditions. Now that's what Realme or Oppo brags about, but the image results aren't that impressive. If you want really good images in low lighting conditions, just install a Google Camera application. It will do a far better job. Now I'm going to show you the new navigation gestures. For that, go to Settings. Once you're in Settings, select Convenience Aid. Then select Navigation Keys and select the first option, Swipe Gesture from both sides. Now this is how the new navigation gestures work. You can swipe from the bottom to go home, swipe and hold for recent apps, and to go back you can swipe from right side or left side and you go back a step. And as you can see, there's a nice animation whenever you swipe from the left side or right side. Now if you want to quickly switch between the current application and the previous application, which in our case is the camera application, you can just swipe and hold from the sides and you can easily switch to the previous application. And here's a preview again. You can do it from the left side or right side. So in this way we can easily switch between the current application and previous application as well. So these are the new navigation gestures. Now when you're using these gestures, as you can see there is no button or navigation bar to trigger Google Assistant. So to fix that, you can go to Settings. Once you're in Settings, select Convenience Aid and enable the first toggle. Once you do that, you can press the power button for half a second to trigger Google Assistant. Now you can also press and hold this button for 3 seconds for power options. And there you have it. Next we have screen off gestures. To enable them, go to Settings, then select Convenience Aid, select Gesture once again, now select screen off gestures. Now these are the 3 gestures I would recommend you to use. First we have double tap to wake. Now once you enable this feature, you can just double tap the screen to wake it up. If you're using face unlock feature, you can just double tap, display lights up, your phone sees your face and then unlocks the phone. As you can see, it is super fast, just double tap the screen and it wakes up. In most cases, you won't be able to see the lock screen as well. Next we have Draw O to open the camera application. Just enable this feature and now when your phone is locked, you can just draw an O to open the camera application. And there you have it. Next we have Draw V to turn on flash. Just enable this feature and draw V to turn on the flash. You can press the power button to turn it off. Now this phone also has a feature called Raise to turn on the screen and it's enabled by default, but it's pretty annoying. So whenever your phone is locked and on a flat surface, you can pick it up to wake it up. And it can get pretty annoying, so I would recommend you to disable this feature. Now I'm going to show you how to open split screen mode on this phone. For that, first go to the recent apps page, then click this button, then select split screen. Once you do that, that application will open up in the top window. Then you can select the secondary application from here, or else you can go to the home screen, open the app drawer and select the secondary application from there. Now there is another easy way to open split screen mode. Just swipe up using 3 fingers to open split screen mode. And here's a quick preview once again. Just swipe up using 3 fingers. And there you have it, that's the split screen mode. Now I'm going to show you how to record calls automatically on your phone. For that, open the phone dialer. Now click this button here, then select Settings. Now select Call Recording. Now enable this toggle. Once you do that, all the calls will be recorded automatically on your phone. Now this feature is available in India but might not be available in other countries. So if you can't find this feature, try using a third-party application. Next, I'm going to show you how to take screenshots on this phone. Now one way to do it is by using these buttons. Just press the volume down and power button both at the same time to take a screenshot. It works everywhere, you just need to press these 2 buttons at once and you get a screenshot. Now another way to do it is swiping down using 3 fingers. Just swipe down and there you have it, that's a screenshot. And let me do it again. So just swipe down using 3 fingers to take a screenshot. Now this phone also has something called Smart Sidebar. To enable that, go to Settings, then select Convenience Aid, then select Smart Sidebar. It is enabled by default, but it only works in landscape mode. Just disable this toggle and you can find it on the right side corner. Now this is an indication for the smart bar, and over here whenever you swipe it, you get the smart bar. Now these are your quick actions and these are your quick applications. Over here we also have a shortcut for screenshot. Just click it to take a screenshot. Now if you want to take a long screenshot, this is what you do. First take a regular screenshot. You can either use the buttons or the gesture. I'm going to go with the gesture. Now take a screenshot and click this button, long screenshot. And now you just need to scroll this page up, and when you're done, just click done and you get a long screenshot. Now I'm going to show you how to display the battery percentage and network usage on the status bar. For that, go to Settings, then select Notification and Status bar. Now once you enable this toggle, we can see the battery percentage on the status bar inside the battery icon. In the same way, once you enable this toggle, we can see the network usage on the status bar. Next, this phone also has something called notification management. Now this is your notification area and these are all your notifications. Whenever you swipe on them slowly, you get some extra options. Now go to settings and over here we have something called as set as an important notification. Now once you enable this toggle, all notifications from YouTube won't be displayed in the notification area. Instead, you can find them over here. So these are your unimportant notifications. You can just classify notifications as unimportant and they'll be put in this box. It just makes the notification area look more cleaner. Now I'm going to show you how to change your default applications. That's how to change your default browser, launcher and so on. For that, go to settings, then select app management, then click default apps. Now from this page you can change your default launcher, that's the home screen, default messaging application, default phone dialer and so on. I will recommend you to change your default browser to Google Chrome in this way. And now Google Chrome has been set as your default browser. Now this is the recent apps page and by default we can't see the memory usage in the recent apps page. So to fix that or to display the memory usage in the recent apps page, you need to go to settings, then select additional settings and just enable this toggle. Once you do that, we can see the memory usage in the recent apps page. Now if we go back to the phone dialer, we got some pretty cool features. Just go to settings once again. Now we have a feature called flash on call. Once you enable this feature, every time you get a call, the flash will just turn on and turn off, giving you a visual indication. Next, we can also end calls using the power button. Just enable this toggle and next time whenever you get a call, you can end the call by pressing this power button. Next, we can also record the screen on this phone. There are two ways to do it. First one is by using this smart bar. Just swipe and this is the smart bar once again. Now click this button. Now we can record the screen. Just give it some permissions and now we can record the screen. Now the recording has started and once you're done, just click this button. Now if you can't find this sidebar, we can also record the screen from the notification toggles. Just go to the notification area. Now you should be able to find screen recorder over here. If you can't find it, click this button over here. Then select screen recorder, that's over here. Just drag it over here and drop it. Now click this button to start recording the video. So there we have it. And now we are done. So guys, these are the most important tips and tricks for your Realme XT. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.